three questions we get a lot that are commonly asked and people will need to know. Do you need probate? What is probate? And how do you sell a probate home? So we're going to discuss those things and then other topics around probate in this video. But we do need to say that we are not attorneys. We just come in when you need to sell the house. I mean, we come in before that too, but we've been around a lot of probate that we understand how it works, but we are not attorneys. So if you need to consult an attorney, we'll preface it with that.
Yeah. So these are just things that we've learned over the years, helping a lot of people that have estates that were in probate that needed to be sold.
Yep.
So what is the probate process in Colorado? That's all we're talking about.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's different in every state.
So in Colorado, if the person who passes has any kind of real estate, you have to open probate, period. There's no question about that.
Well, but it could pass without there's
if
ways.
They just have a will.
If they just have a will. There's other ways that you wouldn't need probate necessarily, like if there was a beneficiary deed, or if you were on the property with somebody with the right of survivalship. There's a few ways that you don't need it, but it's for the most part you do.
Right, with the will.
With a will.
Again,
we don't know it.
We don't. These are just things that we've experienced, and we usually experience with those that have a will and had to go to probate. That's really what we know and have the most experience with. So the first thing that they'll do, if you do have to go to probate and you have to take the will to an attorney, and the attorney will take it to a judge, and the judge is going to look at everything, and he's going to stamp his approval, if you will, on who the personal rep is in the will. So like when grandma passed, I was the personal rep in the will. So if my mother would have had any kind of property, in order for me to sell that property, I would have had to have what's called letters of testamentary from the court that says, yes, you do have the right to sell this house, and that's what the title company will require somebody who wants to sell a house to have.
So you take the documents to the judge
or the
attorney and the letter of testamentary. Did I say that right? Sometimes I feel like I say it wrong. Yeah. And then it's designated as the personal representative.
Even though the will has it, in order to sell the property, the title companies will require you won't be able to sell that without those letters of testamentary.
Yep.
And we ran into it where one family, there was 4 siblings, and one of the brothers was the personal rep of this will, and this doesn't happen very often, but everybody in the family agreed that nobody was going to fight anything in the will.
It was amazing.
It was for 4 siblings. So the personal rep per the will was asking me about, when they wanted to sell the house and split the proceeds. And I told him that he needed the letters of testamentary. And he's like, well, how do I get that? I said, you have to open probate. Well, he went online and taught me a lesson that day because he found out that you could do a quick probate. And he did it himself. I mean, the lady at it was Arapahoe County.
I think it was Arapahoe.
Told him how to fill out the paperwork online, and he did it, and we had that in less than a week.
It was pretty, because we've seen the reverse of that. I think it's different when everybody is happy.
Yeah, when nobody's arguing
with who the PR is and assets being divided and stuff like that. So
yeah,
the personal representative also has to do. They handle the whole estate, not just.
Yes, we do.
Yes, not just the house. So it's a big job.
So especially if they had a pension or they were getting Social Security, all that happens. Social Security happens automatically, it seems like, through the mortuary. I think our mortuary did that for us.
Okay.
Helped with the Social Security. And then the pension, then I had to call my mother worked for AT&T, so I had to call them and get all that taken care of. My mother passed on March 19th, and this is now June, and I'm still dealing with the AT&T.
I've heard that phone call a few times. It hasn't changed.
It is a lot, and it's hard. It's really hard. In fact, one day I had to just give the phone to her because I couldn't handle it. Because you're going through grief.
Yes. So
Yeah.
so probate is not just the house. Probate is what happens when someone passes away, and
And you got to read the will.
all their assets in the will, and
yeah, you got to figure out who gets what. If they had a lot, that's out usually in the will.
Yep.
Or in a trust. It's in a trust too, where everything is supposed to go. Yeah. And then being sure if you have the house and if it's mortgage free, you need to be sure that you keep the insurance up on it.
That's
and
important.
the taxes paid on it. Because that's not happening with escrows if you didn't have a loan.
Yep. So part of probate, the process is the gathering of all the documents and the assets and trying to figure out what you have, right? So so it's not just the will. It's like, did you have retirement accounts? Did you
insurance claims.
have insurance claims? Did you have any of these things? So it's trying to combine all those things and then making sure bills are paid on houses, or maybe the home's within an HOA and that HOA needs to continue to be paid, because if you don't pay your taxes or pay those types of bills, they can put a lien on the property, which would make it harder to sell. So I think like a really good start to the probate process is first identifying if there is a will, and then finding all the other documents, going to the court, getting the letter of testamentary, and then all the other stuff.
And I will stress, and we have it, and we'll put it in the notes below, right? We have what's called the legacy drawer list, that before you pass, to fill this out for your family, and we call it, that's your legacy. You're leaving this so it's easier on your family to know where everything is. We've talked about this before, your passwords, your usernames, just
any accounts that you have,
all of them.
Like so we do this a lot, and we enjoy helping people through it because we know how hard it is. We've been through it, and we've helped many clients through it. I will tell you over and over and time again, even with attorneys, whoever you talk to about the probate process or selling a home or anything like that, they all talk about doing a legacy drawer of some sort. So it is really important, and you'll hear it a lot in our videos, but you need to do it. And if you're interested in a guide on how to create that, just comment legacy down below and we'll send you that.
Yeah, there was something else with that, but I'll think about it.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
oh, I do remember now.
Yeah.
When I saw bank accounts, you're gonna have to open a bank account that has the name of the estate in it, and it just put whatever they'll require, $10 or whatever you can, because when you go to sell the house, it will be in the estate of your loved one, and then the title company makes that check or wires the money to that exact name on the checking account. So if you have any questions, we know that much. But you always check with people.
And you will need that for everything else too, because everything that's paid out has to come from the estate. So that's a big one. Once you get the PR document from the personal representative document from the court, might be a good place to just go to the bank next.
Yeah, that would help a lot, for sure. Let's see. So we talked about the creditors. Everybody needs to be any creditors. It has to go out. I don't know how they do it now in the newspaper. How they know to put a notice out.
Facebook.
In the newspaper that if you had any creditors, medical bills, something like that need to be paid, they need to send that out. So as the beneficiaries of the will, the siblings or whomever family members are left in it, they have to understand that there's a lot of things that needs to be taken care of
before they get their money.
Yeah, before they can get the money. So
the other thing is, identifying if you are going to sell the house, if you've made that choice, talking to an agent. Obviously, if you're here, we'd like it to be us. But either way, it's a good idea to get an E&O on the home. Did I say it wrong? Oh, I always get it back. I was looking at her because I'm like, I think I said it backward. An
It's
O&E.
owners and encumbrance. So it says
search.
who is the actual owner of the property,
Mhm.
and are there any liens that maybe you didn't know, or judgments, or an IRS? I mean, some of these things do come up.
Oh man, we had one that when we pulled that, there was, I mean, it was a page of things that had to be paid off and negotiated.
Oh,
And
negotiating.
then you can negotiate. So people like they see these debts and they get all, it can
Judgments against
sometimes
them.
be overwhelming,
Mhm.
but know that they can be negotiated.
You can call them.
Like you should always negotiate.
Mhm.
That's what lawyers and we are for it. Like you should be negotiating these things because the person died and
Yeah,
they could not get their money.
right. So, again,
We're not attorneys.
or accountants. So
But I would, in the real estate side, we would negotiate it for you.
we'd help you for sure. Yeah. So then, if you do have property to sell, then you're going to need to get probably a comparative market analysis on it. Or there are some families that want an appraisal, a formal
A lot
appraisal
of people
done.
do. I think it's helpful for people to get an appraisal in this situation.
Some of the family members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do the date of death timestamp. So
Mhm.
say that this has been in probate, and probate can be quick, like we talked about with one client. It could also take a long
Years.
time,
Mhm.
years, if you're not in that lovely, state where everybody's agreeing to things. So if you did go to sell the home and it's been years, you can get a broker or a appraisal date of death timestamp. What's it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
For the
looking at each
IRS?
other. For the IRS.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Step
I
back,
know.
step down,
Step
step up.
program. Thank you.
It's a step up program, so it helps. Like with my dad and my stepmom. My stepmom had purchased that home long time ago, so they were older when they died. So she probably had that house for say 60 years, and when she bought it, it was worth I think $25,000-$30,000. And when my stepmother died, well, my dad died actually. The house was appraised at $985,000. So they'd been in the house more than 2 years. This is what we hear. They were in the house more 2 of the last 5 years. 3 of the last 5?
No, 2 of the 5.
2 of the last 5 years. And so they were going to have some capital gain. Well, they didn't have capital gain from $25,000. She had capital gain from the time that my dad died, and that's called a step up program. So that saved her
a lot of capital gains.
And then also, I believe it's in the first year after you have a spouse that passes. You have a year, or is it 2?
I think it's.
Again, we're not
This
sure.
is why you got to contact them.
Yeah, either a year or 2. So you're married. However, your spouse passes or your partner passes, and you do the step up program. You have a year or 2 to sell the house and get the $500,000. That's what it is now. I don't know what it'll be when you are listening to this film, but so right now it's 500, right? 250 or 500.
Single.
So married is 500, singles 250. To keep that 500, you've got to sell that house within 1 or 2 years. Otherwise, you're going to reverse back to a single owner at 250.
So what she's saying is that if your proceeds from selling the house are, you can have up to 500,000 capital gains free. This is what we've heard. If you're married, and 250,000 of your proceeds equity. If you're a single person. So she's saying if somebody died, then you have a year or 2 to sell it and still get that 500 in capital gains free equity.
Yeah.
And again, we're
That's
not
what
accountants. This is just what we've heard.
That's what I said.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I just want to give you the backstory on where that 500 came from.
So that's where we come in also. I think about that time then is to help if you're ready to do that selling, then sometimes the last person that passed away, that was the last person that lived in the house, and now the family is out of state, or they're busy with their own family and kids and all that, and they have a house full of stuff that nobody went through, and here they're stuck with, memories from when the siblings were, well, not the siblings, but the children, were kids, and their artwork that they kept from kindergarten. I've given mine all away to the kids.
Oh.
So now you have to do that, and this is when we come in.
Yep.
So we will either do a garage sale if you need it,
estate sales,
and
we also have companies that can help you clear it out. I mean, so there's people that can help you with photos. There's some people that have boxes and boxes of photos that they don't want to throw them away, which I get. And there's companies that'll help you digitize them and sort them. We have a ton of people that we've worked with over the years that can help along the way with
all that
clearing
stuff.
the house.
Yeah. And then at the very end, we get a dumpster.
Yep.
And
the rest goes in there.
We get your nephews, my grandsons, and they have a lot of fun.
We have loading up fun too.
Loading up the dumpster, which is sad. I mean, it is sad. We do take a moment to think about all the memories that, went into all those things that they had. And then we have to get rid of them. And it's easier for us to do that than the family.
Way easier. It's very hard on the family. And
it's not
again,
easy sometimes on us either.
Yeah, but most of the time, we try to donate or sell as much off as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Like, please know that.
How many trips did I take
to Goodwill
and the other
Arc
one?
and yes, so we try.
Carlos.
And there's some companies, we have companies that'll come and they'll pick up certain things, but everybody's really specific on what they'll take. So there's only so much you can give away and donate before you do have to get that dumpster. So,
and again, that comes in handy if you've done this before with your kids. Think about some of the stuff you have in the house, and when you get older like me, you think about, do I need to keep this stuff now? Should I just give this to the kids now and not wait until I'm dead? I mean, to me, sometimes that doesn't make sense. Like, I started giving away my books, and so I had...
That was fun. She had a book sale.
On the a free book sale.
Yeah.
On the dining room table, I put a bunch of books out, and the kids came and picked the ones they wanted, and now the second set's going to be going on there here pretty soon for them.
Or Christmas ornaments that over the years, that was really fun to get that box. So, that's a great point. Doing it while you can enjoy watching them, enjoy the things that you gave them is a good idea. Yes. So, again, what is probate? It's what happens when somebody dies with property. How long does probate take? It just depends. It can be
how big it is, how the family's getting along.
Number 2 is what really determines the length of it. Truly,
we had one where a sibling was living in the house and wouldn't move, and we had to. Oh my gosh! It was horrible. Our client was out of state, and we had to help him with getting the eviction done. It was horrible.
Yeah, so it just makes it easier and quicker when everybody gets along and understands. Mm-hmm. And then how to sell a probate home? Well, as soon as you get your personal representative deed, or personal representative testamentary papers, that's when you can start contacting a real estate agent, a realtor, to help you sell the home. So that's the process can be very lengthy. It could be very short. It just depends upon who you're working with, what you're working with within your family, and how quickly and efficient you are.
I'd also make sure that you do. I mean, any realtor could learn it, but I do think it's important that you get somebody who's fiduciary responsible to you, and also somebody that has experience in it in the past, because you miss a step and you got to go back 3 steps. Don't you think?
That's a very good point. Yes.
Yeah. So we're here to help. We're here to give you attorneys if you don't have an attorney or an accountant. We have great people to do that.
We have great people, and when you're ready to sell, we're here for you too.
Yeah. It'd be our honor to help you with this, because it's tough.
It is tough. But if you need more tips on probate or downsizing or legacy or how to talking about inherited homes or any of that, please like and subscribe to our channel for more tips. And yeah,
Message us and let us know.
we're here for you.